Anyone watching the recording, the one thing I'd have everyone do, because people, including in our real estate brokerage, they keep telling me they forget about this. One, everyone should live by Google Workspace and all of their tools, because there's a lot of different tools. But in the calendar section, I don't know if you all get this, because if I change it on my end, I can't really tell if it changes it for everyone. I'm guessing, Mary, did you get a bunch of notifications for the meeting?
About this meeting? Yeah, I
Yeah.
got one. Yeah.
Just a push notification or an email as well?
Just the push. I think I didn't check my email. I think I
So-
just get the push.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll do it before again, but I'll try adding another one that's do one, because I have to remind our real estate agents constantly that we have meetings. So I'll do 2 hours before. I'll just stick with that. But I also do an email 3 hours before. But if you all want to do this, I've been getting really busy with a lot of different bookings, and so I also so that's one thing that I've been having to do, because I hate forgetting things, and I definitely keep forgetting things. The other thing I do is I come over here to other calendars and I click add, and then I think it's subscribe to calendar, and I type in the other email that calendar is linked with. So like I've got my personal email, I've got a few others, and I just have them all linked, so that if someone books a call with the Vision Forward Realty, like this is a meeting with some agents looking to join our brokerage, it shows up on this calendar, but also blocks out time so that I don't have to mess with it. And just everything by the calendar is add. So that's one thing that I just wanted to briefly share, because I think a lot of people are forgetting and they're kind of counting on me reminding them. And I can't always remind everyone. But the other thing I was going to talk about is, okay, on the loan side, and the reason why it's important to come to these meetings is right now, if you're looking to refinance someone, and if you're looking to purchase, and you're really looking to be competitive, because maybe, let's say it kind of makes sense for them to refinance, but they're only, like, the loan amount's pretty high. They're only lowering their interest rate maybe 0.5%. And it's really only causing them to save like $100 a month, but you want to get more to the 200 plus a month. Don't forget that when you give them the quote, I always say, look, you're able to save 200, because there's a client recently, $230 a month plus in interest every month. You're going to be saving, and you always use the amortization calendar. It's usually an extra 100 on top of that, so about $330 a month. And less going towards interest, not just in monthly savings. So if you did nothing, you're going to be spending an extra this much per month, versus if you were to refinance. Now, the way that you can get competitive in the interest rate, let's say, you go in there, and because our compensation plan's at 1.5%, and you want to lower that a little bit, the way I have been doing it lately is I basically set it up to where the fees come out to be basically like my compensation is their first month's payment. So I do borrower paid, and you increase the rate just enough to cover some of the fees, because there shouldn't be a lot of fees. Most of us are in states where we can have Track Plus and things like that, and you can talk with Charlie about how to set that up that way. And then what I do is I look at their monthly payment, and I do my borrower compensation to match that, or a little bit more. And so you could do like a combination. So one I had recently, basically they wanted to save like $250 a month. And so I switched it to borrower paid compensation. And I the interest rate had a yield spread premium, right? So it gave money back that covered all the other closing costs plus like 1,000 of mine or 1,500 of my commission. But then that 1,500 on top of their first month's payment equaled out to about 1% or a little over 1% commission. So just so you know, like there's ways where you can still make a good amount and structure it right. So basically, as we went through the process, I pretty much got to a point where we got the clear to close, but then I set up their closing dollar amount to, hey, it's going to be the exact amount you need for your first month. So for instance, I told that person, go ahead and pause because we had pretty much gotten the clear to close. Like there were no conditions. Go ahead and pause your auto payment. Instead of making your auto payment, when you sign your final closing documents, that's when you're going to pay your payment. It's going to be roughly in the amount of your first payment on the new loan. So yeah, they don't skip a payment. There's just ways to structure things. That's why it's important to always call and ask like, hey, how can I make this make sense? We're kind of getting to the point with people buying houses to keep them interested. So let's say I quote someone and they say, oh, I just think that the payment's higher than what I want, or they tell you in that first call, one of two things. So I'm shopping around. Whenever I hear I'm shopping around, I say, oh, great. What have other people quoted you? It's not going to really change mine. I can just tell you if you're getting a good deal or not. It'll change what you quote them. Obviously, if they say a quote that is, you can't charge a full commission, the 2.25%, you need to go borrower paid. Basically, what you can say is, hey, look, the way I do it is just like the real estate agent, I get the seller to pay my commission. And it's something we probably should be bringing up regardless, is we can get people a lower interest rate by having the seller pay our commission. And that way it doesn't become a question. So for instance, like I have a buyer right now that she wants to keep her payment. She told me around $2,500 a month. I said, well, that's just not realistic, but we can try to keep it under 3,000. And here's the deal is I think in 6 months to a year, we're going to be able to refinance you and get that payment much lower than that. And she said, okay, that sounds good to me. So as we're looking, I said, in order for me to get close to your payment goal, I need to have the seller pay my commission. So we need to ask the seller, because a lot of the houses she's looking at have been on the market for 2-3 weeks or more. And so I think it's easy for us to be able to ask for a 3% credit, right? Because if she goes, she's probably going to ask for a $15,000 to $20,000 price reduction, but that doesn't really help her out. And so it's easier to ask for that credit. And the agent is ready and willing to play game and help with the negotiating for that. And so that's, we're looking in this market, that's what we'll have to prepare for. Now, as rates really come down and you start to see the market pick up, and this is why it's important to talk with a good agent about it, you need to start strategizing a little bit differently, and we'll kind of change that conversation. That's why, once again, you want to pick up the phone and call me. Hey, look, I got this first-time home buyer. This is what they're looking to do, and so on and so forth. Now, in advertisement, a few of you are really starting to make videos and I love it. And we're seeing a huge uptick in website visitors. And so you're going to probably start seeing some people inquiring, about certain loans through our website. When you're making these videos, like today is Tech Tuesday. So at 11 o'clock, Layla does the training, and she usually gives people a lot of ideas on what she's seeing people are searching for based on your area. So she'll go to Answer the Public for whoever's on the call, and she'll look up what people are commonly searching for when it comes to refinancing or purchasing. And that way she'll give you ideas. It's an account we pay for that tells us, hey, if someone's in Dallas County, this is what they're specifically looking for when it comes to refinances. Like 30,000 people are searching for this. And so that's what you want to make your video content about. When you make the video content, it's short, sweet, to the point, and like really just nothing specific about rates, about payment, everything about getting people hopeful that they can buy. So it's not deceptive, it's getting them hopeful that they can buy. For instance, one of the lenders that I don't like to work with just announced that they have a physician loan. which we've had people inquire about that. And so if people are looking for a good one to advertise, I even interviewed a guy who said that that's been a good loan type just for them getting internet leads. The physician loan is 100% financing. I think the rate's a little higher than normal, but you're not saying that. It's 100% financing with no mortgage insurance. And there's a lot of different doctor types, and the way they look at their, like, they could be just fresh out of med school, working as a doctor, and they should be able to qualify for the loan. So depending on the purchase price. I'd be making a lot of content about that. My experience is you end up getting doctors who have money for a down payment and they're ready to buy. And it's easy to be able to, quote them a much lower interest rate in payment when they have a little bit of money to put down. Just throwing that out there. So there's ways to do it. So that's going to be that'll be really good video content for you. And obviously that's when you really want to start paying attention to the UWM announcements. Their one-time closed new construction loan, they now included manufactured homes. So for those of you who want to reach out to builders, which in most states, to have a builder's license, their contact information is public information. So if you're trying to build a whole nother source of referral partners, they're a good one. Plus, when you reach out to them, some of them I find say, well, actually, I'm doing more fix and flips. We have access to fix and flip loans. It is crazy to me that I've only closed one, but we don't really close any. And there's a lot of flippers out there who need financing. And so that's just another option. And so if you're willing to do video content, please, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Layla. These are great ways of getting, internet leads through those programs. The other thing I wanted to talk about, and it's not something that I want people to be distracted about. But it's a way for you in what you're already doing to create some ongoing revenue. We have a personal finance management app that's going to be built soon. And for only loan officers in our company, there's going to be a little bit of a monetary benefit to you. The app isn't necessarily going to be free, but it's going to be $199 a month subscription for users because it costs that much to link their bank accounts. But they can link bank accounts. They can, it'll automatically tell them all their subscriptions. It will allow them to track, like, hey, here's my income, here's my expenses. Do they add up? Like, how much money am I saving every month? They can set up financial goals. Eventually they'll be able to, which not right away, but eventually they can link their retirement accounts and all of that. They can upgrade at some point. It won't be initially, but at some point they'll be able to upgrade to do credit monitoring and things like that. The benefit to you is, one, it'll be a low cost, but for the credit monitoring, you're going to be able to get a big affiliate payout. So basically every month that they keep their subscription going, you're going to make ongoing revenue. The goal of this is to get a lot of users signed up for it, because we also track their data and information, and we will be presenting advertisement to them while they're on the platform. Like, it'll ask them questions about their goals. Are you saving for a home? And it'll notify you, hey, this is what's happening. People who have bought a home, on the back end, we have a kind of a credit monitoring, in the sense that it'll tell us if they have a mortgage and what their interest rate is at. And that way you get the information and our advertisement will advertise to them about refinancing. This is the benefit banks have, is that they already have that pipeline of client information. We also are going to be sending, having affiliates. So basically people who have social media accounts where they talk about personal finances, they're going to be advertising a lot of this. So regardless, you're going to be getting a lot of leads with this tool. We also have it set up so that we can offer co-branding for real estate agents and real estate offices. They will get notified when people have set goals for purchasing or set goals for selling and upgrading their house. But past that, it's just a great service that they can offer their clients and consumers. But it's going to be to a huge benefit for you. It's something that you can just focus on every call. You know, when people say, I don't know where my credit's at, I don't know how much money I have, or I don't know about saving, or whatever it might be, the goal is to get people to sign up for that tool, and it's going to earn you a lot of business in the long run. Past that, the other things we're looking at offering is we have a service that a couple services we're offering businesses because it's something, it's been a pain point for us. It's not something I want anyone to spend a lot of time doing. We have a bi-weekly sales meeting with our real estate office tomorrow. And the title of that sales meeting is, I can't exactly remember. I'm a little tired because I just had trouble sleeping last night. But it's going to be how side hustles are the death of entrepreneurs. And it's a conversation I'm going to have with a lot of real estate agents because I did all their 1099s from last year, and it kills me how much effort a lot of them put into their side hustles, yet yielded like a couple $100, and they put I would say maybe half the amount of effort into real estate, and they made like $30, $40, $50, $60,000, and it just kills me. And I know it's a common thing for all business owners is that they get distracted with these side hustles. So I don't want anyone to treat what I'm about to say as a side hustle, but it's something that can, you know, with the efforts you already have, you can have a lot of results. So for instance, Mary and one of our real estate agents here in California and I'm helping them with it, and I'd be happy to help you all with it as well. We're doing a business planning workshop and networking group. A few mortgage broker shops that I work with, one is in Pennsylvania, one's in Washington, and one is in Arizona. I know they're company owners. They work just independently. They all three had said that one of their best referral sources where they get mortgage leads is from business owner networking groups. Mary, this agent, and I created an Eventbrite where we advertised it just to the public. And we've got quite a few people signed up to come. UWM is going to sponsor lunch, so we can do that for you as well, wherever you're at in the United States. Or you can do it more like a webinar. But here's the other thing that you're able to offer that we're going to start bringing out pricing for everyone, especially as you start to work with other business owners. There's something you can cross sell. So a lot of banks do this, which is why I'm wanting to integrate this as well. Ultimately, our goal is in this next year, we're going to be implementing tools where we can really collect people's information so that whether they transact now or they transact in the future, or we want them to be a repeat customer, we have a lot of their data and information. So that's why we're creating the personal finance management tool. That's why we're going to be helping people with credit monitoring. That way, I just got a lead who I thought was going to be great, but she's got a 400 credit score. Well, if she's paying for credit monitoring to help boost her credit, one, I get a little ongoing income from it, but two, I get notified every time that credit score goes up. And so that's a future lead for me. And I have one that I helped get their credit score up. And now I heard his credit score was good. And actually I went and looked, and he's a great candidate for a refinance. He's like, you're telling me I can save $300 a month? Sweet, let's do it. And all from this credit monitoring app I had that I just kind of canceled. But with our business owners, there's going to be 2, 3-ish kind of tools. One is we've been doing really well with our own SEO services that we're going to be offering it to business owners as a paid service. And we have this special platform that helps us do it. But it's been really helpful, and it's shocking to me how much work kind of goes into it, but it'll be a huge benefit for businesses. Plus, on our back end, we're able to see the growth of their business. And so it can help you in the future as you get more clients. But that will have an ongoing revenue stream for you if you have people sign up for that, or business owners. The other one is if they want more of a cost-effective social media help to SEO services, but it's all, we have a platform that has AI tools specifically that do that. They're not as good as our own staff doing it, but it's a little bit more cost effective. And once again, it's a way for you to add value to these people and have a little bit of an ongoing revenue stream. the main one that I really like is the payment processing. It's going to be branded to us. And so, if they need help with collecting payments from customers in any way, they want a physical payment portal, they want an app to collect payment through the phone, they want to be able to send a link. It's something I've struggled with on our end whenever we try to bill people, even for the credit reporting. And so I've been doing a lot of research and found a good company that's going to be helping us with it. But when they take that payment portal, it'll probably say PHL Commercial by Purpose Home Lending, but it'll be our branding every time a payment is transacted. And same thing when the customer makes the payment, it'll be our branding as well, which just goes and helps promote. That one may also have some recurring revenue as well. And so I'm trying to help create a couple tools that when you're talking to business owners, when you're doing these networking groups, when you're working with real estate agents, because a lot of them want help with marketing as well, this is something you're able to offer where you also get to collect their data, offer them something of value, and still have a little bit of revenue coming in for you every month. So once again, this is not something I want you to spend a ton of time doing. I know people who do payment processing where they just go door to door to businesses and try to get them to convert their payment processing. You're welcome to do that, but I'm telling you, your paycheck's going to be a lot smaller than if you put the same effort into just closing loans. Hopefully that makes sense. Mary, do you have any questions about that? I'm glad you're on the call.
No, I do not have any
Okay.
questions.
Yeah, it's something that I think people will have more questions about. The SEO side, the search engine optimization, Google business, it's a lot more expensive because it's a lot of work and effort. They're probably newer startup companies that that might not be really for them, but the AI agent type ones probably are. And it still does a great trick for them. The companies like plumbers, roofers, electricians, HVAC companies that are already doing decently well, having our other service with this platform we have, because we have basically checkboxes every day of things that we do, it'll really boost their revenue, and they're just going to look at you as the hero. And trust me, I've had lots of talks with companies that offer the same service, and what they charge is insane to me. But yeah, once again, not something you need to talk with them about. It's just as you're having networking events, as you're talking with business owners and real estate agents, and you're getting good at just asking questions, people are going to share things with you that you can provide a solution for. If anyone has questions about this, or they want to set up a one-on-one with me, obviously with Mary too, to talk about any of this kind of stuff or make a good strategy, please let me know. Otherwise, please put some focus into the that's what I was going to talk about, into the perfect day and perfect week, because I think it's going to pay off. Now, a lot of you